maybe third meeting, and we're talking, 5, 7 years ago. Somehow I got talked into evaluating Dr. Jim. And they're like, okay, I've been here 3 times, and I'm going to evaluate Dr. Jim. Well, this is almost the same in the sense that Arnie is a very accomplished speaker, so looking for improvements is difficult, to say the least. So one of the key things with the speech, as far as evaluation, was, and his speech was about moving around using body language. So the introduction I thought was great, and I really appreciate that, because a lot of times people get up here, especially out of the book, and they throw something up, and you're like, why are you talking about this? What's the reason? Explain to us, you need to use certain speeches from the book. He chose this one. Interesting enough, there were no visuals, but all the better, because you really exemplified your body language, and it really spoke to us, and it showed us the subject you were talking to. Talked about 3 types of gestures, facial expressions, or 3 types of body language, I should say. Facial expressions, gestures, whole body movements. In the beginning, I think it was great you were using things like air quotes and the examples, right? Examples of the champ diving on the floor. I thought, really like to see you do that. But we could put, trampoline down, you could really impress us. Using exaggerated facial expressions. That a lot of us have been here a while, we know you're supposed to use gestures, but that reminder to exaggerate things is really helpful. Hear it again and again, and maybe I'll actually do it, right? Even as I stand up here. And you gave us, great examples. That was the thing. One of the things I noticed was as you were hitting some of the points, and I guess by your notes, you did a little dance or sort of a waddle, and every now and again when you were looking at your notes, you kind of wring your hands, something like that, but not too much. You would have been good to use a little more of your stage, right, that you talked about. Maybe you were just leading up to it, maybe it was just part of the speech, but I thought you could have engaged us a little bit more there. One thing I can say, no matter what the topic, you're an exciting speaker to listen to. So it's always interesting, vocal variety is always there, capture us. You engaged us, right, by making us do these expressions and do the gestures. So I thought that was great. You talked about the need for practice, that if you practice your speech, you can actually come up with the right gestures. Well, I think you're proof that experience can make up for the practice, because I don't know that you sat and practiced the speech and you still did a great job. So I thought that was awesome. And once again, just engaging the audience. So thank you. I thought it was a great speech. And to leave you with a gesture, I don't know if you realize, because I usually hide my tattoo, but when I was with the Bloods, we used to say, peace out.